And we're back.
We're back. Welcome to the Cavalry.
To the Cavalry.
Yeah. Does everyone have their listening hats on?
Yeah, the listening hats. We still have to produce some listening hats.
Yeah, we're on it.
We're on it. Someone's
I'll
on
wait
it.
till Sticker Mule sends out a promo for some
Hats.
discounted listening hats.
Boy, oh boy. Good to be here. Good to be home, back in my dingy basement studio. Idaho was great. It was a little too much for this.
How long was it? All just for the festival?
Yeah. Thursday,
long was
Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
So a couple quick stories. So I think this is okay for me to talk about, but part of the reason that I was excited to do this is because Brian Regan was the big headliner of the festival.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be you've got your fun Regan hangout. I think multiple stories, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
See, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
My buddy Brant's done it a bunch. It seems like every comic is either like Regan's like popped into their comedy club where they were performing at or something, bought all the tequila in the bar, and everybody partied. And it was like a really fun time. So it's like, man, this is my chance for that,
Uh-oh.
So you can tell by the way I'm setting this up that it did not go my way.
Not going Andrew's
So
way.
I do my I come in I don't have a show Thursday, but I come in to watch the Thursday show.
You come in to hang out with Brian Regan Thursday. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe he'll be around, whatever. And they're putting us up all weekend, taking care of us, so it's great, But then his show's Friday, so I'm like, whatever. I didn't see him Thursday night. That's fine. We're going to the show Friday. They don't have us backstage with him, He has his own. He's got his opener there. I forget the guy's name who did it, but
you don't have a show Friday, or is your show at the same venue, or how's that? What's the situation?
No, it's different venues. So there's a smaller theater downtown. There's a small little performing arts space on campus, and then there's the big, it's basically their basketball arena on University of Idaho campus, which is where Brian Regan was performing. So that was the big show Friday night. So I went to that, and then afterward, we're hanging around, whatever. No Regan at the, we don't know where he is. So we figured, but then Alvin, the guy who runs the festival, is like, hey, we're all going to this bar. It's one of the sponsors of the festival, so we're gonna go hang out at this bar, and they'll take care of us, all that stuff. Okay, great. So I was like, that's okay. So then Regan's gonna come and buy everybody tequila. That's finally I'm gonna get my story.
Yeah.
And then we go, and this bar now, Moscow, Idaho, is already small town, obviously, but it's a college town, so there's a cute little downtown part of it where there's fun bars and restaurants. They take us way the hell out to the most rural Idaho bar. It's funny, we forget about dive bars because then they have kitsch value now. People, let's go to a dive bar. This was an honest to God dive.
Piece of shit dive bar?
Piece of shit. like Roadhouse. You're I'm white, so I'm fine. But other people might be afraid for their lives. So we're hanging out, we're drinking, whatever. No Regan. Regan never shows. That's it. He doesn't come. So you're like, God damn it. All right, fine. Maybe. And I know he's in Boise the next night. So I was like, I don't think he's going to, because I had an afternoon show the next day. It's I don't think he's going to make it to that. So I'm kind of bummed. Then I talked to Grant Lyon, this other comedian. The next morning we're walking. And he goes, hey, did you hear what happened? I go, what? I go, we walked by this other bar right in the middle of downtown, right by our hotel. This cool looking bar. He goes, yeah, Regan was in there last night. One of the festival pass holders was there, and he fucking bought the whole bar out, bought tequila for the whole bar, and partied all night. I was like, why the hell did they take us way out into the sticks for some stupid sponsor. Meanwhile, we could have been partying with Regan.
Oh my God! I just want to give you a hug right now. It's
never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
And it'll be that much sweeter when it does.
So
oh my God! That's
screw you, Alvin. That's what I have to. Our previous guest.
Yeah.
You heard him. He was our previous guest.
Was he with you or was he with Regan that night?
No, he was with us. So at least he was. At least he wasn't like. No, I don't think it was intentional, but just gross negligence on his part.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I'll have to hit him up. Try to get on that festival next year.
Yeah. If they do it. The other one, okay, so then this is my next update is I forget what we call this segment, but it's confirming.
The old man update?
What's that?
The old man?
No, there's no old man. There won't be an old man update for a very long time.
Yeah.
Except that I was starting to refinish my deck today, and I feel like an old man. God almighty. I'm already so sore. But anyway, this is a confirmation of a previous topic segment. So, proving yet again that one of our, and I forget if it was you or me. I forget whose topic this was. But bars where there's nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the last night of the festival, we went to a bar, and it was that thing where everyone's standing around. There's no chairs. There's nowhere to sit. And that was like the official play. Like, what? And I was really so mad. I was like, all I want to do is sit down. Can we just find somewhere to sit down? Finally, I took us over to the pool table area, and I was like, there was bar stools around the pool, and I was like, no one's playing pool. We're sitting at the pool table, and we're gonna sit down. We use the pool table as a day. And I was like, I don't think I was ever good. I don't even think I liked it in college. I don't think there was any age I ever liked bars where there was nowhere to sit.
You can sit, yeah.
You got to be able to sit.
I will be with all my best friends, all the best people. If there's nowhere to sit, I'll be like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
That's
here.
the first thing I said. I told Grant, I was like, I think I'm one and done. I was like, I think I'm out. I think I'm walking back to the hotel.
Oh, what's the matter, Andrew? There's no chairs.
Nowhere to sit.
That's so true, though.
Yeah. You got to have.
We're getting older. That was the thing. In college, it's I wouldn't sit down there. I gotta keep moving. Gotta keep socializing. And
then what you realize is the key to any party is parking yourself in a good spot, and then the party just comes to you. People just rotate. Right. All these morons who didn't get a seat, they're moving around, and they come pay homage to you like you're a sultan or something.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, you gotta have a good seat.
Oh my God, there is a grasshopper or a cricket or something. I just keep hearing this.
You. It's not coming through on my sound, but I see you distracted, like you're about to be.
I keep thinking I see where it's coming from.
Attacked.
Nothing I can do. Oh well.
Well, how was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you this, because we haven't talked about it. Right? The 311 concert.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, me and Duncan, we had a little Daddy Duncan getaway, and it was too fun. I was looking forward to that because Edie got to go to Hamilton with Mom, so he got to go to 311 with Dad. We get there, and we go to the hotel. It's a blast. We swim. We watch some TV for 10 minutes before we go, and then we go to the concert. We go in, no opener. It's an 8:00 concert, no opener.
Wow, I like that.
They are on at 8. We're in line we're in the merch line, which I swear, 311, all their wealth, all their money is from merch. Their line, oh my gosh, goes all the way. It was way longer than the line to get into the venue because it was inside a casino.
Oh, okay.
So, and we had to get a shirt for his sister or she'd lose her mind. So, and they started right at 8. I was like, oh my gosh, that's them. So we go in after we get our whatever, and we're in there maybe a song, And Duncan, like, I mean, it's a 311 concert, so it's loud, and we had, decent seats, like seats,
Yeah.
and everyone's standing, of course. But like, he turns to me, he's like, "Hey, when can we go? When can we go?" And I was like, "What? You don't want to stay?" Because he he likes 311. It's not like I pushed it on him at all. He found out about him from me, but I was like, "Well, let's listen to a couple songs," and he was like, "Okay." And he's standing on his seat so he can see he's not in anyone's way, and he's just like,
Yeah.
he's liking it, and he's like, "Dad, can I talk to you outside, out behind, in the casino, but not in the venue?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." So you go out, and he's like, "Hey, I have to go to the bathroom." So he goes like, diarrhea or whatever, because we've been I let him eat like garbage, and so he got diarrhea. So then we go back in, and he's just like, "Dad, can we go?" Because he just doesn't like crowded spaces. It was super loud. He's just like claustrophobic. It's just like. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, let's just listen to two songs. We'll do two songs, and then we'll go." He's like, "Okay, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that." So we ended up staying. We were there for probably 10 songs, and they probably did like 20, 21 or 22 in the whole concert, but whatever, it was fine. So we walk out, and I was like, I was going to talk to him. I was like, to find out like what it is, or if he didn't. And I was like, "Well, what'd you think, Duncan? Did you have fun?" And he was like, "Oh my God, that was the best ever. That was so awesome." I was like, "Huh, that's really interesting." Okay.
He's like
really weird.
He's like those audience members who don't laugh at all in the whole show. Like they're just staring at you, and then afterward they tell you how funny you were.
Yeah. Like, "Oh my God, I've never seen anything funnier in my whole life." "Oh, really?" Because I felt like I was bombing. Huh.
So you think it's that he doesn't like the crowds, or is it just how loud this?
No. It's like it's so crowded. I mean, the same thing when we saw Counting Crows 2 weeks ago. His first two concerts in his life were like 2 weeks apart, but we were up against the front, and he was like, "Hey, can we go back to our picnic chairs?" Like it's too.
Yeah.
Too
I mean, I
crowded
kind of
and
understand
rambunctious.
that. I think I would be like that.
And he was like, anyone that's like dancing, he thinks they're drunk. So he'll be like, everyone was drunk because everyone's like dancing. And he's like, and he just doesn't. He's like, people are acting weird and all, excited and hyper like that. He's just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I think that just made him like uncomfortable.
Are there a lot of
the girl next to me was like, "Hey," because I'm the only one with a 8-year-old at this concert.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
She turns to me and she's like, "Oh." Because he was sitting on the seat. Like, he just kind of was like, wanted to sit. He was just not like pouting, but he was just like, "I need to be by myself." So he was like sitting there, and she turns to me. She's like, "Oh, is he okay? You should put him on your shoulders. Who cares?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, because I didn't hear I didn't understand what she said at first. And she's like, I was like, "Oh, he's fine. He's fine." She's like, "Okay." Because I was going to say, do you want me to take him outside? I was like, we just got here like 30 seconds ago. I don't know you, and you're asking if I want you to take my son outside? Really weird.
That would be great if you're like, "Oh, finally! I thought you'd never ask. I bring my boy here, and I'm looking for a stranger to take him out to this crowded casino.
Yeah, so
I can enjoy the freaking 311 concert by myself."
Thank you for
lady.
up on my hints. Yeah, but it was a success. It was good. He got a poster. He got a screen printed poster that's up in his room. It's pretty sweet.
I know that I can relate to that feeling as a kid of not necessarily be thrilled during the cool thing, but then afterward really wanting to hype up how cool the thing was.
Yeah.
That I did. Like I hated scary rides, when I hated I was scared of roller coasters and when you go to Disneyland, sometimes I would really get roped into going, but I wanted to I wouldn't go on the I think I did eventually go on it, the Tower of Terror. That's the one in Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
And but I wanted the shirt that said I survived the Tower of Terror. I can't remember, but I want to say my parents were like, "Well, you can't get the shirt if you don't go on the ride."
We don't want you to be a liar.
Yeah, you can't just walk around saying you survived the Tower of Terror if you did not.
Yeah.
So I know that feeling.
But
But
so
he
did you
did
go on the
it. He
Tower of
did.
Terror?
Huh?
Did you go on the Tower of Terror?
Yeah, I must have, because I have another memory of that, of my brother doing. It wasn't flipping, because they take the picture of you when you drop,
Yeah.
like then they try and sell it to everybody at the.
Yeah.
This was before smartphones. I'm sure have ruined that, but like they. So my brother didn't flip off the cameras, but there was like, I don't even know if it's still around, but it used to be like offensive to do this thing, where you put your hand in the crook of your elbow and flip
Yeah.
up your like a closed
Isn't that like
fist.
supposed to mean the same thing as that?
I think
as
it's
the middle
supposed to
finger?
mean the same thing. So my brother did that like very prominently
On purpose to the camera?
Yeah, on purpose to the camera and ruined the photo. And then we got
office.
Oh, you switched.
yeah.
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
So did you get in trouble?
Yeah.
They gave us a big lecture and stuff and called our parents in but that was it. They didn't kick us out of the park or anything. Because guess what?
God,
they still wanted that money.
That's right.
They wanted us to buy our T-shirts that said "I survived the Tower of Terror."
Tell you, we're gonna kick your kid out unless you buy the photo and get the
Right.
T-shirt
and buy all the photos of the people who would have bought the photo if your jackass kid
Yeah.
didn't do that.
Oh,
So
man.
anyway, well, cool, good. That's gonna be a fun memory. So
Yeah, he's the coolest kid ever.
311. All the kids are talking about him. Playing the casino.
That's right. Oh, that's funny because I was like, we were in line in the merch line. And I'm seeing who was going to be there. Miss Pat. Miss Pat. They were doing advertisements for Miss Pat. I think she's a different, spot in the casino. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. She's pretty big now. She got the sitcom.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else was on there, but I can't remember. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, buddy.
Hey, I have a question. So I have a question. I was talking with another comic about this just because it came up because this is this is really out of nowhere. But like,
that's fine.
So I've been told, oh, you look like you have AIDS or you're sick or whatever lately. I don't think anymore. I feel like I'm filling out probably because if I'm eating ice cream and running significantly less. But so the tapeworm, people say, oh, do you have a tapeworm? Are you sure you don't have a tapeworm?
Right.
Now, if you have a tapeworm, wouldn't you just and the tapeworm eats everything you eat? If it's still in you, wouldn't you still have just a fat tapeworm in your stomach that would still weigh how much all that food weighs?
Yeah, that's a good point. So just like physically, if you're consuming food, in fact, you think you'd actually get fatter because you're consuming food, and you're not shitting it out because the tapeworm's eating it. If you're not shitting out the tapeworm, then the volume of that food is still inside of you.
Exactly. So
But maybe it's just displacing the calories. Like maybe the tapeworm sucking up all the calories and it's living in your
your
gut, whatever, intestines, and then so the fat can't go to your face.
So maybe
neck.
you weigh the same.
So maybe
you're
weigh
just
the
gaunt
same,
because you have a
yeah.
dense gut.
Yeah, you have you have a very dense gut.
Is that how they? What was is that just an old wives' tale? How they lure tapeworms out? They put something smelly out, you have your butt, you curl up in a ball and they crawl out your butt. You put a cheeseburger by your butthole. Not like an old wives' tale.
I think that's a Burger King ad. Actually, it's our Whoppers are so tasty.
A tapeworm would leave your anus for it.
I've never heard that. Should we Google it?
Yeah,
Is it worth a
I'll just
Goog?
Google how do you remove a tape.
No. I mean, because something serious is gonna come up. I want to know where your thing came from, or if you just invented that out of thin air.
I heard it somewhere. Maybe it was the mouth. Maybe it was like, but that doesn't make sense. Who's
No,
gonna
because
stand
you're
there?
putting delicious morsels in front of your mouth all the time.
That's right.
I think you just
Lure.
eventually dispose of it you
You shit it out.
yeah, I think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, should you not have looked it up?
Well, there's just like the thumbnails of videos. Man pulls 5-foot long tapeworm out of his gut. When they pull out the tapeworm, and it's like someone holding someone's head down. It's like near his eye. I'm like, I don't even fucking want to click on that.
Wait, why is it near his eye?
I don't know. Oh, maybe it's coming out of his nose. I don't know. I'll faint on the air if I watch
Oh,
that.
do it. Save it for the Patreon.
But
I want you to faint on the Patreon.
Can a tapeworm be lured out? But could a tapeworm really be lured out of a person with a lump of meat? Not really, according to Brian Loudon from Science
Brian.
Channel's Mythbusters. Luckily, this idea is from the imagination of a creative individual who took already scream-inducing diseases and created a terrifying chimera. What's a chimera?
I think it's chimera.
Chimera?
I think it's some sort of mythical beast. Maybe a two-headed dragon type thing. Or three-headed. I don't know.
Most tapeworms are seen as segments, which are individual egg packets, either stuck around the anus or crawling out of a fresh stool. When dried up, they look like small rice grains. Before they dry out, they look like small white balls of jelly that inch along. So, for all of our listeners eating their lunch while they're enjoying our...
Oh, so you were somehow this got brought up because people have hypothesized that you have a tapeworm because you
Right.
eat so much but stay so skinny.
Yes.
And your point was that wouldn't you still be fat if you had a tapeworm inside of you because
Yeah, because it's just a guy, or it's just a worm inside me eating what I eat.
But maybe the key is to have like a colony of tapeworms that are like eating the food and you're shitting them out and then more are eating it up for you, and so you're just like, you know what I mean, keeping a whole factory moving.
Right, but the weight would be the same. My weight would be the same, right? Because they're all inside me.
I guess.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh.
Who's to say? Who's to know?
We should ask Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, we should have Neil. Let's have him on the podcast.
Yeah, all right.
What would he say if we just asked him?
Neil, can you lure a tapeworm out of your butthole with meat?
Well, they did. I did make it to the show Mythbusters, so
Yeah.
it was enough of a myth. You aren't completely making it up.
Yeah, so I didn't totally make it up.
I think the
heard it somewhere.
Mythbusters guys got canceled for something.
Oh man, what was the one?
Didn't they get
That was my
sued?
theory. Maybe I even talked about that. We've been doing this podcast for over 2 years,
I know.
and I'm sure at some point I shared my idea of doing a Mythbusters this week on Mythbusters. Will boys be boys? Will be boys? Will boys be boys? And that's the myth they have to bust.
What are you?
Boys will be boys. Will they?
What are you talking about?
And then they just have to investigate a bunch of boys horsing around.
I was trying to look up why Mythbusters was canceled. But it
says here they investigated will boys be boys,
Yeah, that was
and they
enough.
had 0 viewers.
They did get. I think it was a massive drop in viewership. They said they probably just got around to all the good myths, and then
Yeah.
it was like, we know now everything.
Yeah,
And
their
now the-
topics were probably things people were like, I never wondered that. That seems contrived.
Yeah, and it's like, can you imagine a show going on too long and then running out of topics?
Right.
Well, how pathetic that would be.
Yeah. Geez. Gosh.
Gosh.
Just pull the plug already. You know.
Yeah, just give it up.
Save yourself some embarrassment.
Who is this even for after a while? I mean, good lord. Make some friends.
I know that's what they should be. They should be doing some R&D.
All right, dude. Do you have any other pre-show
discussion points?
discussion points?
You know what? We went to the I don't know if it was a botanical garden. It was just some outdoor thing where you look at flowers, and but they have like a Zen like thing. Like anyway, this lady, our kids weren't even being rambunctious. They were just running, and it's outdoors. And this lady said, "Oh, you should try to, you know, some people are trying to meditate. You should try to not run around." To me and Aaron.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like after she said that, I was like, "Wait a minute." And I asked Aaron, I was like, "Wait, does that lady work here?" She didn't even work there.
No, I knew she didn't.
Shut your fucking mouth. Are you kidding me? Jeez, that takes some balls.
Yeah, and I mean like you can't just declare something your meditation room.
Oh, God.
You know, if you're going to be a meditator, you got to just find spots that you know will be, you know, like you can't just like go to the zoo and park yourself in front of the monkey cages and go, "Okay, everyone shut up. I need 20 minutes here."
Right.
You know, it's a public area. People are walking by, things are happening. You can't just go
even
to,
even if it is a place where it's like, "Oh, most people are quiet. Oh, here comes some kids." Maybe take a break from meditating for the 4 minutes that they're at this part. Oh my God.
I know. And if you're such a good meditator, then you focus.
Thank you.
Take it part of the training. You know? Stay in the moment. Don't worry about kids. Kids running. Do you get mad at the hummingbird for buzzing by? Do you get upset at the leaves for crunching under someone's feet?
You get it. See, this is what yep, see, you get it.
Yeah.
You're backing me up. That's not even my topic, and you're backing me up.
I know. I'm so, I mean, that lady sounds awful.
Oh, my God. What an idiot.
I mean, and I'm sick, now that I'm a parent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have no tolerance for these people who are like anti-kid. You know what I mean? and maybe I don't think I was ever Heidi better than me. When we were just, you know, dating, even when we were just like very first started dating, I think I even made some comment like we were at a like fancy restaurant and someone had a kid and I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." And she like shut me down. She's like, "No, why shouldn't they be able to go out? They have lives. Why shouldn't they have a good time?" I was like, "Oh, okay." She like kind of set me straight. I wasn't that passionate about it, so I just backed off immediately. And then ever since then, we were always like pretty good about like not being anti-kid, like overly anti-kid. And now that I have a kid, God, you feel it all the time. And like you go on a plane, anywhere you go, and you want to tell people like, this is how you know what I mean? You were a kid. Someone had to take care of you. You did a bunch of shit, and people put up with it. You know, this is how the species just keeps propagating itself. Like, you're going to have no one to wait on you as an 80-year-old if people don't have kids. You're going to have no one to take care of you. You're going to have no nurses or doctors. It's all kids that are going to keep you surviving.
So don't be an asshole.
So don't be an asshole to kids.
Do you think,
people with kids?
Do you think people are having kids less now than before? Or is that just like a thing that everyone has always said?
No. It's like statistically shown up, I think.
So is it like a concern for
Yeah, I think they're like very concerned. Some people are like they used to be worried about overpopulation.
Yeah.
And now I think the whole thing is switched where they're worried about like, because the whole economy and everything's built on like growth, and there's got to be more and more and more and consumption and everything. And I don't know, but you can just kind of feel it too. Like there's just less, like everyone's like the job thing. Everyone's like, no one's around to work, you know, the 2 a.m. shift at McDonald's. And that would be like the logical argument to me would be like to increase immigration, and get people from other countries to fill the spots. But
To work McDonald's at 2 a.m. so I
Yeah.
can get my double quarter pounder on my way home from the gig.
I mean, am I making any sense here? Have I said anything that's not sound pretty good?
Yeah.
Pro refugee, pro immigrant,
Pro double quarter pounder with cheese.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah. The healthiest time to eat a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah. So no, I've actually read stuff about that, but some people are very concerned about underpopulation or trying to increase
Interesting.
birth rates in certain. I think in Africa there's still heavy. There's still like
Cranking them
lots
out.
of high birth rates, but just about everywhere else, there's much
What
lower.
about China? Isn't China known for having a lot
Yeah,
of
but
people?
I think they've even slowed down quite a bit. They
Huh.
adopted the one child policy or whatever. Like
Yeah, is
they
that
really
still going on?
no, it's well. I think they've abandoned it, but then now it's like was too effective or something. Like I mean, they still have like 1 billion people. I mean, there's still a lot of people in China, but it's like if you look at the trajectory of it, it's not growing at the same rate.
Huh. And they're not like allowed to have girls, right? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're allowed to have girls.
Where did I?
No. There was something like I think there was something like it was everybody wanted a boy, and so you weren't allowed to like just I can't remember where that came from, but there's something to what you're talking about. But there's for sure girls in China. It's a myth that it's an all male country.
Okay.
That's a myth.
Okay.
I can myth bust that. Busted.
That'd be a short episode. Here
No.
we are in China. Oh, there's one. All right, let's go home.
No, I played Street Fighter. I know. There's at least one.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, there's at least one Chinese lady out there.
Yeah.
That
fast
actually, if you want, that leads me into my topic
Let's do it.
because you're talking about the preference of wanting a boy or a girl.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I had no preference. People I guess say that, but I really am not one of these guys who gave a shit at all. I know that that's a thing that guys are supposed to want to have a boy or whatever. I just had zero. Did you have any of that?
I'm gonna do my joke that I said on Letterman where I don't care as long as it's healthy and has a penis. But no, I didn't care.
I saw Dave Williamson had a joke where he was like, his buddy had 5 girls or 4 girls, and he was having a 5th child, and he's like, dude, like they were like, do you want it to be a boy? And he was like, yes. And they're like, dude, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say, as long as it's healthy. And he's like, I would take a slightly unhealthy boy.
That's so funny. He just posted that recently, didn't
Yeah,
he?
I
Yeah,
just
think
saw
it
that.
too.
It made me laugh. Yeah.
That's
Shout
funny.
out to Dave Williamson, former guest.
Yes.
You guys probably hated.
Great guy. Help me move. You guys
Great
probably
guy.
hated him because he's a
You guys
guest.
hated him because he was a guest. But here's
You
the thing.
didn't care. You didn't. You.
I honestly did not care. And honestly, there's part of me, I could see the downside, the ups and downs of both. And there's like a lot of trepidations I had about having a boy. There's they're like so crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember being a boy. But that's not really my point. I guess my point is what I need backup on is I hate the term girl dad. Because now do you know that term?
I don't know if
phrase?
I've heard that term. You are a girl dad?
I am
Dad of a girl?
The dad of a girl. It's all it means. But there's this thing where they call like there's this. It's a phrase, and like I'm surprised you haven't heard it. But they're like, "Oh, you're a girl dad," and it's so cool. You're a girl dad, and all this stuff. And I don't like it because to me it sounds like you're trying to save the situation. You know what I mean? Like take ownership of this tragedy
Right.
and like make it sound better for me.
Yeah.
But it's like
trying
it's
to put
already
a positive spin on it.
yeah, exactly. But it's like it's already fine. I
Yeah.
have this beautiful daughter. I don't need like an extra like. It sounds like when you instead of saying disabled, no, you're differently abled. You're still. It's like no, I'm not. There's nothing. It's totally. I don't need a new thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you go, you girl dad. It's just as good. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I didn't think it was otherwise.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah, you didn't throw her in the river.
You go, girl, dad.
You go, girl dad. So you've never heard that before?
I never. No, I never.
Oh, wow.
I had never heard that.
That's a big thing.
I have. I'm a girl, boy, girl dad.
You're a girl, boy,
I've
girl
heard
dad.
that term. I've heard everyone.
Those
does that.
T-shirts are selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I think part of it's for sports too. It's like because that's another thing. It's like if you're a dad, you're supposed to be disappointed because you don't have a son who can play like male sports. And so if you go to your girls' soccer game or whatever, it's like, oh, you're a girl dad. It's like, what kind of monster would you be? If you're like, I'm not going to my daughter's game. Are you crazy?
She's a girl.
Don't you be a good wife? She's playing a bunch against the girls.
Yeah, my wife can take her to her sewing class, but I'm not going.
So what kind of century are we in?
My
Anyway,
gosh.
So don't for me, I don't need to use the term girl dad, I guess.
My daughter, she knows if we had she
God.
could talk to you about sports way
wish-
more knowledgeably than I could.
I kind of wish she was on the podcast.
When we start veering
Tag her
into a
in.
sports topic, she'll
Yeah.
just tag me out.
The next time we have a sports heavy guest, if Josh
Yeah.
Sneed starts talking baseball, we'll just
I'll just
Take her in.
slide out and she can slide in. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so of course
you're
yeah,
backing me up. That's great. What do you need backup on?
All right, so what I need backup on is now okay. Speaking of Mythbusters.
Wait.
Why
There's a Simpsons episode where Bart just doesn't study for like it's like I think it's a World Nations thing.
Yeah.
And he's like Libya, and they're like, okay, now for everyone's report, and Bart just gets up and like, Libya, a land of contrasts. They grow corn, or as the Native Americans call it, maize. And just stuff like that. And that's just what it feels like you're gearing up to do here. But okay, go
Well,
on.
I just because this is such a terrible. I don't know that I even need backup on this. It's don't you think it is interesting? Like bathroom stalls, the door always opens in, right? You go to the airport, it opens in to the toilet.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You have to. I wouldn't even have to think about it. Like if I find one, because I have been in ones where they open out and then you can walk in, and it's like, well, this is why this is how they all should be. But usually, just next time you like, especially airports like or public places, the doors you got the stall and then the door always opens in. So you have to get. I mean, usually they're deep enough, but like, why is the door opening in? If you have a backpack, God forbid you have a backpack or
I
something
always
you have
have
to
a
put on, and then
backpack.
you got to get out. Yeah,
And
You
I
have
always
to
use that
get
little
out.
hook.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm always afraid it's going to just snap and my laptop is going to slam to the ground.
Yeah, I know. I use a little hook. I'm just trying to visualize it now. So what does it matter if you're saying that if you have to open it in, then you have to like back up into the toilet and then walk out.
Imagine trying to hide in a cardboard box, but you can't open the flaps. You can only push them in. That's what it's like.
I see. Yeah.
Like you're in the way.
But if maybe they're like, if we open them out, then there's like people are gonna like get hit as they're walking by or something. No.
I don't. I'll take that. Who is walking along the doors that quickly?
Uh,
Coming out. Heads up. Coming out. Door opening.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Do you have a thing about like pooping at the air? Like, is it gross to you to poop at the airport?
I mean, it's not my favorite, but hey, I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
I do it plenty.
I have no compunctions about it at all.
Is that a word?
I don't know if they might have made that up. Let's look that up.
Compunctions?
Compunction?
Qualms?
Qualms would be better. Qualms. But I'm going to look up compunction.
I don't think I've ever heard that word.
A feeling of guilt or moral scruple that prevents or follows the full doing of something bad. So I think I did use it improperly because there'd be no guilt.
But it's still a word. What is it? Compunction?
Compunction.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even
Word
though
of
you
the
used
day.
it wrong, I still
Hey.
learned.
The cavalry word of the day is compunction.
Compunction. When taking a shit at the airport, I had no compunction.
Compunctions. No, you know the way they'll use that would be like I had no compunctions about using the handicap stall when I had to take
Oh
a shit
yeah, no
at the
feelings of
airport.
guilt.
Yeah.
I think at some point everyone reaches that point in their life where they're just like, you know what? I'm a human. I got to shit. I'm not going to go home every time I have to shit. I'm not going to.
Well,
I'm
and
just going
what's
to.
the
I'm just going to be like,
difference?
okay.
What do you think? Like, what do people think is going to happen?
Exactly.
You're going to catch like toilet AIDS or something? Like, I don't think there's that many diseases you catch from a toilet.
I mean, we have talked about the warmth. That was even one of your topics.
Yeah, that
the
was a
warmth.
topic.
There is something uncomfortable about sitting on a warm toilet, even if I'm lying to myself.
People pay for that. People pay to warm their toilet seats.
Yeah, but that's like an electronic heated toilet seat at your home.
I know, but now you're getting it for free.
But when you not,
I just follow around a fat guy.
well, people also pay to have mud smeared on their face. But like, if I put shit all over your face, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, now I'm getting it for free.
That is not an apt analogy at all.
It is because one is
No, because you're
electronically
comparing-
heated. The other one is just body temperature from someone's butt cheeks.
It's just temperature is my point. You're comparing mud to shit just because they're both brown and slimy. It doesn't make them the same thing. It's completely wrong.
All right. Hey, listen. We'll agree to disagree.
No, we're not. You're wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm backing you up on the in-out thing of the.
But you never. It doesn't. Stand
I guess
out
you're
as-
right. Yeah. Well, and with the backpack, it's very inconvenient because if I'm opening it in, then I
Mhm.
gotta take the backpack off, and it leaves you less room in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
I
do you
gotcha.
have a like? Is there a place like if you're out at a shopping center? Is there a place where you like to poop that you know it's gonna be pretty good?
Yeah. There's like better. The thing is, not anymore. Like COVID kind of changed that for me. I guess there used to be places like you could count on at least that you knew were open.
Best Buy is usually pretty
Oh,
good
that's
place.
smart. That's smart because it's like not overly used.
Yeah, and a
'Cause you
lot of
don't-
them are like not on the same level. You have to like go up. There's a couple or
The grocery store bathrooms are usually great because they always have one, but a lot of people they're not like advertised. Sometimes you have to like go in.
yeah, you have to go through the back.
employee center part of it,
Yeah.
so no one even thinks to use it, but they have to let you use it.
Yeah,
They have to. Don't let them.
you have to. It's just like you have to tell me if you're a cop.
Right.
You have to.
So if they say we don't have one, start making a big deal and hold your pants and jump up and down and say you have to.
You have to. Trust me, you're gonna wish you did.
You're gonna
let
win
me.
that fight. But yeah, I that's what I like when I was doing the landscaping work during the shutdowns. I had to find out where bathrooms were because like these stupid homeowners would never let me in their house to use their toilet.
Hi, can I
Hey, the guy
ruin
cutting your
restroom?
grass wants to use the can. They weren't excited about that. So I'd be out, like, way far away from my house, and had nowhere. So I would usually go to, like, I found, like, drugstore, like Walgreens or Rite Aid or something that had decent ones, and, like,
Yeah.
same thing. I knew they'd be open, and I knew they kind of had to let me do it, because that was the other shitty thing about COVID is they just shut down the bathrooms. They're just like, no one's bathroom is ever open ever. Like all the restaurants and McDonald's, all that stuff. There was nowhere to go.
Did you hear Joe List? You know Joe List's joke about the bathrooms? Maybe we even talked about that. I don't even know.
Maybe.
He's like, in New York, anytime you got to go to the bathroom, you got to get the code to get into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just thought that was the case everywhere. I'm in the Midwest doing a show, and I go into, Chipotle or whatever. I'm like, yeah, hey, do you know what's the code for the bathroom? And the guy working there was like, 1 piss, 2 shit. He's like, oh, no, not that code. No, I know that code. Everyone knows that code.
I did see that. That was on this latest thing, right? That was very funny.
And I think it was on his one before that, I think.
Oh, no, I saw it.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe List.
Shout out
Future
to Joe List.
guest. Future guest.
Yeah, so you say. Turned us down many a times. All right. Well, that's
we did it.
Do you have anything you want to promote?
You know what? Just the Patreon. That's what I want to. That's what I want to
sign up
do
for Patreon. We're due for a bonus episode, so look out for that. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in the post show. We'll talk about it 'cause I have an idea.
Oh, perfect. So, if you want any of that stuff, you got to sign up for the Patreon. Leave a review with what you need backup on in your life. We'll talk about it on the show. And
I'm looking up to see if we have a review that we missed right now, real quick, before we sign off.
Do this, and then it's gonna be.
So, do you have anything you need to plug, Andrew?
Yeah, you know what I need to plug?
I don't know. My phone's acting up. We'll have to check another time.
I have a show in Portland, Oregon, that's coming up on the September 23rd. Will this be out by September 23rd? Who's to say?
No,
Maybe
the
not,
26th. This will come out.
Oh, well, screw it. So,
if you want to come cheer me on the Chicago Marathon, I'll be doing that October 9th.
Go see Johnny at the Chicago Marathon. October 20. Oh, I'll be in Chicago. You know when I'll be in Chicago? November
at the
3rd.
Lincoln Lodge.
At the Lincoln Lodge. So come.
When is that?
You should come and party.
Yeah, when is
that?
3rd.
November 3rd.
November 3rd. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's gonna be in New Orleans.
Oh, we talked about this.
2nd through the 6th.
We talked about this because we were going to do a live show, remember?
I know.
Yeah, we will. Stupid New Orleans. All right. That's it, everybody. Thank you for listening
to The Cavalry.